thought the legal war between Mike Davis and Bill Hamilton could not possibly get any more vicious, you are in for a massive shock. I have been watching this storyline unfold with my jaw on the floor, and the upcoming episodes of Beyond the Gates are about to deliver a twist that will leave the entire town reeling. We are talking about a catastrophic miscalculation, a hidden camera trap, and a desperate doctor who is about to lose absolutely everything. The tension has been building for weeks as Mike arrogantly struts around, refusing to back down from his lawsuit. And now, the collateral damage is starting to pile up. At the center of this impending explosion is Dr. Madison Montgomery, who is about to make the biggest mistake of her entire life. Are you ready for the ultimate betrayal? Let me take you inside the terrified mind of Dr. Madison Montgomery for a moment. We all know Madison has been on edge. She turned down that massive Copenhagen research project to stay in Fairmont Crest and build a life with Chelsea Hamilton, sacrificing a huge professional opportunity for love. But now, her entire medical career is hanging by a thread, and she is panicking. Madison has finally realized the terrifying truth about this grueling lawsuit. She is nothing but a pawn in a much darker, much more vindictive game. Madison knows that the severity of this lawsuit has absolutely nothing to do with seeking justice for Hazel Harcourt. No, Madison has figured out that Mike Davis is maliciously using this medical malpractice case as a weapon to enact his ultimate revenge against his former boss, Bill Hamilton, and Naomi Hawthorne. Madison sees the writing on the wall, and she is absolutely terrified of becoming collateral damage in Mike's vendetta. But how far will a desperate woman go to save her own skin? Madison decides that she wants out. She wants to withdraw from the lawsuit entirely, refusing to let her hard-earned medical license be destroyed just so Mike can settle a personal score with Bill. But getting out of a massive legal battle is not that simple, especially when the defense team is already fracturing under the pressure. Madison knows that if she goes to Bill with this, he will demand she stay in line. So what does she do? She makes a rogue, highly impulsive decision that is going to blow up in her face in the most spectacular way possible. I am still screaming at my screen just thinking about it. Madison decides to bypass the lawyers completely and take matters into her own hands. She believes that if she can just speak to Hazel Harcourt, mother to mother, human to human, she can resolve the conflict without the legal sharks circling them. But is Hazel really in a place to listen to the woman she blames for her child's suffering? The scene is set at Garland Memorial Hospital, a place that is supposed to be Madison's safe haven, but is about to become the site of her ultimate undoing. Madison secretly arranges a private, off-the-books meeting with Hazel Harcourt right there in the hospital. No lawyers, no mediators, just two women behind closed doors. You can practically feel the suffocating tension as Madison paces the room, her heart pounding out of her chest, waiting for Hazel to arrive. When Hazel finally walks in, the air is thick with resentment and grief. Madison looks Hazel in the eye and delivers a deeply emotional, tear-filled apology. She expresses profound, genuine sorrow for the immense pain and suffering that Hazel's child has had to endure. It is a raw, heartbreaking moment, and for a split second, you almost believe that Madison's sincerity might actually break through Hazel's icy exterior. But Madison does not stop at an apology. She needs to clear her own name, and to do that, she has to throw someone else to the wolves. Who will she sacrifice to save herself? In a desperate bid to absolve herself of the medical negligence, Madison drops a bombshell on Hazel. She firmly asserts that Willow acted entirely on her own. Madison looks Hazel dead in the eye and insists that Willow's actions were completely unilateral, carried out without Madison's knowledge, approval, or consent. It is a stunning betrayal, tossing Willow directly under the bus to save her own medical career. Madison hopes that, by shifting the entirety of the blame onto Willow, Hazel will drop the charges against her and direct her fury elsewhere. Madison thinks she is being smart. She thinks she has just successfully negotiated her way out of a career-ending lawsuit, preserving her life with Chelsea and her standing at Garland Memorial. But Madison has severely underestimated the sheer sociopathic brilliance of the man pulling the strings from the shadows. Did she really think Mike Davis would let her slip through his fingers that easily? Here is where the massive, jaw-dropping twist comes in, and I guarantee you will be on the edge of your seat. Mike Davis is not just a sleazy lawyer. He is a master manipulator, who is always 10 steps ahead of his opponent. Mike completely anticipated that Madison would crack under the pressure. He knew her psychological profile perfectly. He knew she was terrified. He knew she valued her career above all else. And he knew she would eventually try to go rogue to save herself. So Mike did not just sit back and wait. He orchestrated a lethal trap. Before Hazel even stepped foot into that hospital room, Mike had secretly planted a hidden camera to record the entire encounter. Every single tear, every single apology, and every single desperate attempt Madison made to blame Willow was captured in crystal clear, high-definition video. Can you even imagine the smug, sinister smile on Mike's face as he watches his trap snap shut? Mike does not just want to win this case. He wants to annihilate the defense, and Madison just handed him the murder weapon on a silver platter. Mike takes this secretly recorded footage and masterfully spins it into a devastating narrative. He manipulates the context of the meeting, twisting Madison's desperate apology into something deeply sinister. Mike frames the entire encounter as a blatant, illegal attempt by Dr. Madison Montgomery to intimidate, threaten, and unlawfully bribe a key witness without legal representation present. It is a stroke of evil genius. By going behind Bill's back, Madison has not only jeopardized her own defense, but she has compromised the integrity of the entire case. Mike has effectively turned Madison's plea for mercy into a criminal act of witness tampering. How will Madison ever explain her way out of this nightmare? The psychological manipulation Mike exerts over Hazel is truly terrifying to witness. He takes this twisted narrative and feeds it directly into Hazel's grieving, vulnerable mind. He convinces Hazel that Madison's apology was nothing but a calculated, malicious attempt to silence her and buy her off. Under Mike's toxic influence, Hazel's initial grief morphs into a blinding, uncontrollable rage. The scene where Hazel realizes she has been played by Madison is going to be one for the soap opera history books. Hazel becomes aggressively unhinged, her maternal fury completely unleashed. She screams at Madison, her face red with absolute hatred, feeling utterly violated by the secret meeting. Hazel looks at the doctor and makes a chilling, blood-curdling vow. She swears that she will not rest until she strips Madison of her medical license, destroys her reputation, and leaves her with absolutely nothing. Will Hazel's wrath be the final nail in Madison's professional coffin? As if Hazel's vow of destruction is not enough, the fallout from this secret meeting is about to trigger a massive earthquake within the defense team. Word of Madison's rogue operation inevitably reaches Bill Hamilton, and the explosion that follows is going to shake the walls of his law firm. Bill is already under an immense amount of physical and psychological stress. Let's not forget his own wife, Haley, is secretly poisoning him, causing his hands to tremble and his health to deteriorate. But the sheer magnitude of Madison's betrayal gives Bill a terrifying surge of adrenaline. When Bill summons Madison into his office, the tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Bill is incandescent with rage. He screams at Madison for her sheer stupidity, her insubordination, and her unbelievable arrogance in thinking she could outsmart Mike Davis on her own. How could she be so reckless? Bill meticulously breaks down exactly how Madison's actions have doomed them all. By secretly meeting with the plaintiff and throwing Willow under the bus, Madison has completely destroyed their unified defense strategy. She has given Mike Davis the exact ammunition he needs to prove that the defense is hiding something and turning on each other. Bill is furious that his carefully constructed legal shield has been shattered by Madison's panic. Naomi Hawthorne is caught right in the middle of this screaming match, watching in horror as her defense team implodes before her very eyes. Naomi knows that Mike's ultimate goal is to ruin her and her father, and Madison just handed Mike the keys to the kingdom. The trust between the co-defendants is completely obliterated. The relationship between the parties in the defense group is deeply fractured, teetering on the absolute brink of total collapse. Can Bill possibly salvage this case, or is it already too late? The impending chaos is palpable. Madison Montgomery thought she was saving her career, but she has inadvertently triggered a chain reaction that could destroy everyone involved. With Mike Davis holding the ultimate blackmail tape, Hazel Harcourt out for blood, and Bill Hamilton turning his fury onto his own client, the stage is set for an absolute bloodbath in the courtroom. And what about Chelsea? When she finds out that Madison risked everything and potentially committed witness tampering, how will this affect their relationship? Madison is isolated, terrified, and completely out of options. The next few episodes are going to be an intense psychological thrill ride as we watch these characters scramble for survival in a war where no one plays by the rules. Make sure you have your notifications turned on because you will not want to miss a single second of the fallout. Until next time, stay dramatic, soap fans.